Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, what is the value of y in the equation model below? So I'm looking for the value for y and they're giving you a model for the equation. So they're not giving you the equation. You need to actually write down the equation first. So the first thing we need to do is go to the model and see if we understand the statement that is given to you and see if we can come up with an equation. For example, the box on the left, I see two negative y's. There's one negative y plus another negative y. That would be negative 2y, right? But then I see units, 6 of them, but they're negatives. So I need to make sure that I write -6 right there, okay? On the right side, I see more y's, but they're positives, and I see 6. So I will write down 6y, okay? Then I see the units, and they're 8, and they're positives. So I write +8. Now with that, I can come up with my equation. So my equation is going to be -2y minus 6 equal 6y plus 8. Okay? So now that I have my equation, then I gotta follow the rules. And I do notice that I have variables on both sides. So the first thing you gotta do is make sure that you move one of the variables so that you don't have variables on both sides. And again, in an equation, it doesn't really matter which one that you want to get rid of it. You can get rid of the 6y or you can get rid of the -2y. It's up to you. I am going to get rid of the -2y. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 2y on both sides. Because remember, whatever you do on one side, you do it to the other side. So what's going to happen to my 2y's over here? They cancel because one is positive, the other one is negative. And what is left is -6 equals, and 6y plus 2y is actually 8y plus 8. So notice how now the y is getting better there, right? It's on one side. I don't have y's on both sides. So I need to get rid of the +8. Okay? That's my constant. I get rid of the +8. How do I get rid of the +8? By subtracting 8 on both sides. Okay? So when I subtracted 8 on the right, it cancels my 8. So I am going to end it up with 8y. And on the left side, -6 minus 8 is a -14. Okay? And it's getting better because look at my y. It's almost by itself, right? So I need to get rid of that 8. And that 8, it's multiplying the y. The opposite of multiplying, it's dividing. So I'm going to divide by 8. Okay? So what's going to happen to the 8 over 8? It's equals to a 1. But 1y, and I'm going to write over here, is the same as y by itself. So I'm just going to write down the y by itself. Okay? And -14 divided by 8 gives me a -1.75. And that's my y value. Is that what the question is asking you? Yes, right? The question says, what is the value for y? So I found it. It's -1.75, which is my letter B for that one, right? But I would like to do one more step. Remember that on the other questions, if you saw the other videos, we've been checking the work. That's a very excellent way for us to see if we actually got that correct answer. So what do I mean by check? Well, check means that I am going to replace y with a -1.75. I am going to write down my equations again. So I'm going to write down -2y minus 6 equals 6y plus 8. And I'm going to rewrite it again, but I am going to write down parentheses where the y is, because the y will be replaced with -1.75 on both sides. Okay, So notice how here the y, and I wrote down what is it that I found the y equals to. Okay, so let's continue. If I multiply -2 times -1.75, I get positive 3.5 minus 6 equals, on the other side, 6 times -1.75, I get -10.5 plus 8. Okay, so now I'm gonna continue. 3.5 minus 6 gives me a -2.5. So on my left side, I get a -2.5. Let's see the right side. -10.5 minus 8. Guess what? I get a -2.5. So what does it mean when I get the same number on both sides? That means that the value that I found for y is correct. Okay, so this is what checking is gonna help you do. Okay,